What's going on, YouTube? I hope everybody's doing well. Today's date doesn't matter because this is going to be a future video. So I want to let you guys know what happened between me and Mercer. So I know a lot of people have been asking in the comments and shooting me emails and hitting me up on DMs and on Instagram, like, what's going on with Mercer? What happened with Mercer? And we're going to get into that today, so stay tuned. So I kind of want to go over how I started at Mercer, why I chose Mercer, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty, right? So I started by, so first off, I wanted to go to Landstar first, but they wouldn't qualify me, so I started looking into Mercer Transportation. And then I came across 3 YouTubers, Big Billy Trucker, Trucker Dan, and Driven Trucking. So shout out to them, because without their videos I wouldn't be able to, you know, do my due diligence and research to Mercer Transportation. And they were all pretty accurate on, you know, Mercer and whatnot. So I want to thank them. And that's why I make YouTube videos, is because of those individuals, because I want to help newcomers coming into the owner-operator game. I want to give you the raw information. Like, I try to be transparent as possible. I don't really edit videos unless I sound like an idiot, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta cut this out because I sound like a moron. But that's the only cutting you're ever gonna get. 99% of the time you're gonna get raw footage, no edits. But that's just me. I like to ramble, so sometimes you just might have to put it on 2x and just let that thing. But all right, let's get back to it. So I pretty much started there as a drive-in driver, doing a whole bunch of stuff. They gave me a coordinator, which was very helpful, not knowing the industry like that, not knowing lanes. So that was a very useful tool with Mercer Transportation. And also getting paid after the load was amazing. I loved it. They had great fuel discounts. So they had a lot of good perks, which I liked. Eventually, after about a year, I decided to go open deck. Shout out to George. He was the one who kind of, George and Urami, they were the ones that kind of like urged me. Big Billy was a part of it as well. He's kind of always chatting in your ear, like, hey, you should do this, you should do this. So shout out to those guys, because without them, I would have never took the chance and, you know, tried it. It was a great experience. I made a lot of money in 6 months. But then the seasons were changing and I didn't want to do that shit in the winter. So I decided, let's just go back to drive-in. And eventually I went to F2F, if you guys remember, because I wanted to deal with brokers and, you know, eventually open my own authority, which, you know, I went back to Mercer after F2F because, you know, the economy started crashing and Mercer had more dedicated customers than F2F. So that's why I made that switch and worked on starting my own authority, which I did, I think, August of 2020. Yeah, August of 2020 is when I started open my authority. So I did that for about 4 years. Yeah, no, 3 years. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, so eventually the times got real rough with the authority, insurance climbing and whatnot, and then I had 2 drivers that got in an accident, so my rates went up, and I just said, you know what, I'm done. Like, I'm done with the authority. Let's go back to, you know, Mercer, where we can have low cost and try to, you know, save the business. So that's what we did. We went back to Mercer. Well, that's what I did. We went back to Mercer. I, you know, put 1 truck on and then eventually bought another truck, which was the blue truck, and we started. So hold that, and we're getting to the next part. Part 3. All right, so we got to Mercer Transportation. We had 1 truck, and then I bought another truck, which was the blue truck. I was planning on doing the blue truck and then having another driver do the red truck. And then I was offered a position, a local position, which didn't pan out. So I decided, I came off the road and I hired a Mercer certified driver. He was pretty good, but he didn't last long. He was, he decided it wasn't for him. He wanted to, be home. So, so I went and hired another driver. He did flatbed, and I'm not saying it was a disaster, but it wasn't. He wanted certain things, I wanted certain things. It just didn't mingle together. So we parted ways, and I still had the one driver on the red truck. So what happened there is I sold the red truck to someone, and because I was having a lot of difficulty at that time. Things were just not going in the direction I needed it to go. So I got rid of the red truck, sold the red truck, and then, sorry, there's so much activity going around and people are backing into spots. So I sold the red truck, so only had the blue truck. So the other driver that was driving the red truck went to the blue truck, and it was just a debacle after that. At that point, the truck was parked in a location it shouldn't have been parked in. The truck got put into a yard, not a drop yard, but a repo yard per se. And by the time I got back from Colombia, I couldn't afford that thing. So I said, "Come get the truck." I was burnt out already at that time, so I just said, "Let the truck go." And now you guys know the true story of why I don't have the blue truck anymore. So I let the truck go. The trailer was still in there, and Mercer was trying to figure out where the trailer was. We contacted the driver. The driver said, "I parked it here," but we called around and we found out the trailer was there. So I let Mercer know, "Hey, the trailer is here." Well, Mercer decides to say that I abandoned the trailer, which how did I abandon it if I was in Colombia? And that I wasn't helping them recover that trailer. Well, how am I supposed to recover a trailer that if I don't have a truck for? The truck is it's done. I'm done with it. I don't have any access to it. And I'm not even in the country. So what would you like me to do about this? So with all that said, I tried to go back to Mercer when I got my new truck, and it just didn't work out. They were just like, "No, we're not gonna partner up again." It just didn't work out last time. So we just kind of parted ways, which is sad because it's like I had nothing to do with any of that situation. I know I'm the business owner, and I should have I should have known and whatnot. But you're penalizing me for what? What did I do? I mean, I guess, I don't know. You could comment below and let me know if I was wrong or if Mercer was wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, I still love Mercer. I'm not going to speak negative about Mercer. If people ask me, "Hey, do you recommend Mercer?" Of course I recommend Mercer. I think it's a great place to be. I think it's, I think the atmosphere has changed over the years. Maybe not the best, but they're still a good company. I would never speak bad about them because they gave me an opportunity. I just wish that, me and the upper management can have a conversation and just kind of be like, "Hey, this is what happened." And I try to explain this to the recruiting and put my 2 cents in, but nobody wants to hear me out. So that's what happened with Mercer Transportation. That's why I'm not allowed back at Mercer Transportation. But will I ever speak badly about Mercer Transportation? No, because I have nothing bad to say about them. It was a lot of miscommunication, and that's Mercer. Mercer is horrible at communicating. That's the negative about Mercer. But besides that, I mean, if they were to open up and say, "You know what? Let's try it again," I would go back. I don't know right now, but maybe in the future I would. But I'll give you guys a review eventually about Mercer Transportation and give you the goods and the bads. But I just wanted to give you the raw reason why I can't go back to Mercer Transportation. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave those comments below because I know they're coming. And make sure you like and subscribe, guys. And I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. That, I think 2 videos ago, man, that blew up with the Landstar community. So I appreciate that. And that's right there. That hit my heart hard because it was so much support and love, you know, with everybody from the Landstar family and the CT Trucker family. I can't leave you guys out too. So that's all I got to say about the Mercer Transportation debacle. So we'll talk on the next one. CT out.